Hi, my name is Maximov. I'm the CEO of Precious Payload. Precious Payload is the software-enabled service that helps you plan and execute a space mission without leaving the comfort of your office. And this video is about what I think is the biggest problem in small satellite industry that really stops it from starting to really move a needle in solving the problems here on Earth at scale. So the problem is, I think it's way too hard for any new entrants to the space industry to build a business case and test their hypothesis around the business they're trying to do or technology they're trying to develop. What I mean is that we measured in our client pipeline that an average time and money that a young company has to spend in order to get to the minimum viable product, meaning test their assumption on whether their sensor or antenna would, solve the problem for their customers. On average, it takes them 4 years from the initial idea to the testing of the hypothesis on real hardware, and it costs an average $3 to $4 million of the budget. And usually, in most of the cases, the satellite or a payload that they launch is just a technology demonstration mission. So it means that they don't really get any revenue, understand the unit economics until they go back to the investors, raise another round in financing, and launch the next mission that will become the test of the business model. So in general, I would say it could take 4 to 6 years and $7 million to just build an MVP, which is not really sustainable. And I think the problems, it's very important to understand that the problems that or the issues, the challenges that do affect the timeline and budget in there, they're quite obvious and they can be solved without any big technological leaps. In fact, it's not about tech anymore, but rather about how you approach the mission design, how you do the management of the project, how you package services together, and how essentially we reuse the lessons learned on the successful missions and how we share this knowledge to the community, back to the community, in order to improve the experience for the next entrance to the space market. Ideally, I see that it is possible to shrink the time to orbit for your payload to 12 or even 6 months from the initial idea to the functioning satellite or payload in orbit. I will just give an example. I really applaud the companies that are offering the hosted payload solutions, especially the ones that package it correctly, such as, we see, let's say, Loft Orbital doing that in United States. We see in-space missions doing that in United Kingdom. We see Endurosat, even Rocket Lab and Spire and Alba Orbital and all these Pocket Cube solutions, they're really solving the same problem from different angle by offering the complete one-stop shop solution, which includes the operation of the payload, the integration, the launch, the insurance, the ground station segments, and command and control and access to the data from your payload in one simple contract. So this is really a good way how to shrink the time to orbit at massive scale. And that's really like the next cycle of solving that problem. If we look a little bit further into the future, I think the ultimate vision is that we just need to have enough satellites on orbit with different set of sensors or antennas or cameras that would really give the new companies access to what we call software-defined satellites. That's where the vision is: go on the website, you define what your mission profile is, the software would give you access through your browser to the existing satellites on orbit, sort of, mixed constellation of different sensors, antennas, and this is where you basically can test your code or play with the data or, record some data using those sensors and just command them from the browser. I think we'll get there in the next 5 to 7 years, and that's where I believe will be real solution on this problem that will enable future entrepreneurs to just test their ideas in weeks instead of months and years, which it takes now. And hopefully that will cost just a mere tens of thousands of dollars to test the MVP. But while we're not there yet, so we still see all this hosted payload companies just starting to scratch the surface of, getting the first customers and launching the first, again, technical demonstration missions to orbit. We at Precious Payload are attacking the same problem from the perspective of management. So we are working at the angle of, hey, what can we do in order to reduce the time and money all these companies, especially the new ones, spend on understanding what paperwork they have to file, surveying the market for different suppliers, transacting with suppliers. Especially it's very hard in this pandemic because you cannot have those face-to-face meeting where you can establish the trust, and really enabling the companies to focus on their core business case, on fundraising or designing their satellite or building their technology, while we make it easy for them to go through this enormous paperwork around the proposals and then mission management and then filing for insurance and licensing. So while we take care of that, we enable our customers to focus on what really moves the needle for them, which is designing their technology, improving their TRL levels, and fundraising. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We try to make weekly updates of our journey as a startup.